What's up, you guys? So today we are going to be making homemade caramel sauce to dip our caramel apples. Okay, I'll try to leave the ingredients in the description box below with the exact measurements. But first, we are going to dump our brown sugar inside of our saucepan. We are going to add 2 sticks of butter, unsalted butter, and you can put everything in the pot at one time. Once you add everything to the pot, you're going to stir to make sure everything's well incorporated, that your butter is melted, and then you're going to bring it to a boil. Okay, once you bring it to a boil, that is when you take it off of the heat and add your vanilla extract. So here you just see me adding all of my ingredients to the saucepan. This is my second stick of butter. After I add this stick of butter, I am going to add 1 whole can of sweet condensed milk. Once I add that can of sweetened condensed milk, I will then add some Karo syrup. I believe I add 1 cup of Karo syrup. And then we're going to stir and make sure it's well incorporated. Now, before you dip your apples in the caramel, you want to first boil your apples to clean them and get the wax off the apples, or your caramel will slide right off of the apple. It will not stick. It will have no retention. It's just like dipping a candy apple. When you dip your candy apples, before dipping them, you have to first clean them in hot boiling water in order to allow the candy to stick and to prevent bubbles. Okay, don't be like me. Yes, the lid fell into the pan. Take your lid completely off, or just be a little more careful, because clearly it wasn't working for me. Okay, but you do want to clean your candy apples, or clean your apples in the hot boiling water to remove all of the wax off of your apple, in order to allow the caramel to stick to the apple so that it has retention, just like dipping a candy apple. Okay, so I just put my sweet condensed milk. This is my cup of Karo syrup that I'm going to pour in as well. And again, add everything to your saucepan. The only thing that you are adding last, once you turn the heat off, is your vanilla extract. All right, so we have everything in our pan. We're going to put this on medium heat, and we are going to stir until it's well incorporated, until that butter is melted, and until we bring it to a boil. All right, so that is what this video is about. We have everything in our pan. I'm going to go ahead and let you all watch the steps, and as needed, I'll go ahead and jump in. Now, I went ahead and took my mix off of the stove. I added my vanilla extract, and when I added my vanilla extract, I did measure with my heart, but 1 to 2 teaspoons will be just fine for this mix. I checked it, and I did like the little number 8 swirl on top just to see how thick my mix was. You can use a candy thermometer for this if you like. I did not. I just went ahead and cooked it until it started to boil. Here I was trying to show you the thickness. Sorry, the pot wasn't in view, but I was just trying to show you the thickness, and I'm just stirring it to make sure everything's incorporated, to make sure it's the texture that I want, to make sure it's the thickness that I like. This is me doing the little swirls on top to make sure it leaves a little swirl on top to see if it's the thickness that I want it to be. If you do use a candy thermometer, you can cook this to a soft crack. It tells you on the thermometer what number a soft crack is. And how hard it will be. So you can choose how hard you want it by using a candy thermometer, if that helps you more. I just didn't. So this is going to be okay for me. I'm going to go ahead, add the vanilla extract here. I believe I doubled this part of the video, and if I did, I am super sorry, because I promise you, I think I saw this playing when the music was playing. So if this is a part of the video that's already in here, I'm sorry. This is it again. But I added my vanilla extract once I made sure it was to the thickness that I wanted it. Again, I measured with my heart, but 1 to 2 teaspoons will be just fine, or even a tablespoon. It's all up to you, but add it once you remove the mix off of the heat. Stir it in completely. Once it is completely incorporated, and to your liking, you can go ahead and start dipping your apples, which is what I am going to do next. After I dip my apples, I have some dark chocolate and white chocolate in the back. I am going to melt that chocolate as well. And after the caramel dries on the apple, I am then going to dip the caramel apple into the chocolate to make some gourmet style apples. I'll put drizzles on some. I will also put nuts on some. And then after I do that, I am going to use my leftover caramel to make some turtles. You can use this mix to make turtles as well. All you have to do is get you some pecans, lay them down, pour you the caramel on top, pop them in the freezer or the refrigerator to let it solidify, dip it in the chocolate, and you have you a good old turtle, okay? Good old turtle mix. Or you could just pour the pecans in there and scoop them out, put them on a silicone mat, and then dip it into the caramel, and you have turtles like no other. So this is a clip here. I had already melted the chocolate. I have 1 apple already done that I did with chocolate and nuts, and this one I'm dipping in the chocolate as well. In the end, I will also show you some leftover mix that I had made turtles with. I didn't yet put them in the chocolate, but I did put the caramel and the pecans, and I just had to put it in chocolate. And then I will show you what the apple looks like on the inside when I cut it open after it's dipped and everything, so that you can see that the apple is still an excellent, wonderful, tasty apple. I hope you guys try this recipe. If you like this video, comment down below. Let me know if you've used some caramel apples, and if you did, or if you used this recipe, how it turned out for you and how you liked it. Enjoy.